The clock strikes 3 in the afternoon. Winter light filters through the glass towers of downtown Toronto. And somewhere between rumor and reality, a decision quietly reshapes a franchise. 4 years, $60 million. Bigger than expected. Bigger than comparable deals. Big enough to change the conversation. The Toronto Blue Jays have officially landed Kazuma Okamoto. Not as a gamble, not as depth, but as a statement. This isn't just another off-season signing. This is a pivot point. To understand why, you have to look beyond the contract, beyond the box scores, beyond the headlines that flash and fade. Because Okamoto's arrival is about timing, identity, and a front office that believes the window is open right now. For years, the Blue Jays have circled the same question. How do you get over the hump? And apart from the previous sentence, they've built power, they've built pitching, yet October keeps ending the same way. Close, painful, incomplete. This winter was supposed to be different. Toronto came out aggressive. Dylan Cease, Tyler Rogers, Cody Ponce, and the message was clear. Pitching would no longer be the weakness. But as the deals piled up, the noise grew louder. Hump and end. This winter was supposed to be different. Where is the bat? Where is the difference maker? Then, last week, a name began to surface quietly, almost cautiously. Kazuma Okamoto. By mid-afternoon, the whispers were gone. Jeff Passan confirmed it. John Heyman followed with the numbers. And suddenly, the Blue Jays weren't just active. They were bold. Apenque Ryo. Okamoto doesn't arrive with hype built on projection. Proof. Nearly 250 home runs in Japan's top league. A career .277 hitter. Elite contact ability in an era obsessed with strikeouts. In 2025, he struck out just 11.3% of the time. That number matters, because while Major League Baseball keeps drifting towards swing and miss, Okamoto has built a career on control, on balance, on damage without chaos. He isn't the flashiest defender. No one pretends he is. But the bat plays. It always has. And on the biggest stage, the 2023 World Baseball Classic, it played alongside legends. Shohei Ohtani, Yu Darvish, Munetaka Murakami. When Japan stood atop the baseball world, Okamoto was part of the core. Not a passenger, a contributor. Now, he arrives in Toronto at nearly 30 years old, not chasing potential, but delivering. Certainty. And certainty is exactly what complicates everything. Because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. isn't moving. First base is his. That pushes Okamoto to third, a position that instantly reshapes the entire roster. Andres Gimenez at short. Ernie Clement at second. Guerrero at first. Addison Barger slides to right. Dalton Varsho holds center. And suddenly, the outfield gets crowded. The infield gets tight. George Springer, Anthony Santander. One of them shifts. One of them sacrifices. And names that once felt inevitable, Bichette, Alex Bregman, even Kyle Tucker, now feel distant. Not because they aren't talented, but because there's simply no room. This is the hidden cost of decisiveness. Every yes creates a no. Every solution closes another door. That's what makes the Okamoto signing so revealing. Toronto didn't wait, didn't hedge, didn't leave space for maybe. They chose. They chose balance over star chasing, fit over flexibility, now over later. And maybe, just maybe, they chose belief. Belief that this lineup, as crowded and imperfect as it looks on paper, is good enough. Belief that power doesn't always have to come from the loudest name on the market. Belief that contact, pressure, and consistency can still win in October. But there's another layer here, one that lingers beneath the optimism. 4 years is commitment. 60 million is expectation. And the jump from NPB to MLB is never guaranteed. The ball moves differently. The velocity is unforgiving. The margin for error shrinks. Okamoto doesn't need to be a superstar, but he does need to be real. Because Toronto didn't pay for hope. They paid for impact. And so the question isn't who did the Blue Jays sign. The question is, who are the Blue Jays becoming? A team done waiting. A team done collecting maybes. A team willing to accept the consequences of choice. Kazuma Okamoto isn't just an infielder. He's a signal. A signal that the off-season isn't about headlines anymore. It's about alignment, about finding the final piece, even if it doesn't look like the one everyone expected. And as the winter clock keeps ticking, one thing is clear. The Blue Jays have made their move. Now, the season will decide if it was the right one. Was Okamoto the missing piece, or the move that closed too many doors? Let the debate begin.